with Joey and talk to you about the fellowship meeting that's coming up here in August. Joey, it's good to see you, man. Thanks for hosting. And how's your summer going?
It's going well. Super busy. Never been busier before, but a lot of good stuff going on, and just trying to get through the summer. Yeah.
Yes, I think all pastors understand what it means like to be busy and get through it at the same time. So as you think about the theme that you've got for our conference, encouraged, I'm looking forward to that. I know pastors can easily get discouraged. What would be like the top three things or four things that discourage pastors in the summertime?
I think it's just the pace of life. I mean, we all got families. We all have church stuff, and there's missions trips and summer camp, youth camp, and kids camp. All these things, VBS. So all these events are going on in the summertime, and we're trying to plan our family vacations, and it just seems like it all hits you at once. And this July has just been incredibly busy for us, but it's all good stuff. That's why I say I just want to get to the end of the summer and things start slowing down a little bit. They transition to more fall events, and as a pastor, things never completely slow down, but we get overwhelmed, and that's the thing. That's why I wanted to plan this meeting, and I really wanted to focus on that. Just the us being overwhelmed, and how do we recharge our batteries? How do we refresh? A lot of pastors don't do well at doing that, and our profession is like no other that I know of. And one of the things that when I really started planning this meeting months ago, many of you guys know Mark Lowry, Matt Lowry, sorry,
Right.
Matt Lowry took his own life last year, and I think it was at the end of last year. And I was just with him. I just spoke at his church about a month before that, month and a half before that, and I had no idea he was going through anything. And everybody I talked to, even at his church, I called some of those people and said, "Did you know he struggling with depression or anything like that?" Nobody knew anything. It just
Right.
came out of nowhere, and so I know what that's like, though, because you have pastors, and we just feel like we got to keep it to ourselves, and you got to hold it all together. And meanwhile, you're falling apart at the seams, or maybe your marriage is on the rocks, or you're just overwhelmed and you're on the verge of just throwing in the towel being a pastor. And I think that a lot of that can be preemptive if we you know if we have a person or a group of pastors that we can go and say, "Hey, I'm just struggling right now," or "I'm just
Right.
like very overwhelmed right now." And people don't know what that's like. uh I've found that's why I love coming to fellowship meetings, and I love talking to pastors in the Baptist Bible Fellowship, because no one gets me like you guys get me. No one understands the pressure of being a senior pastor. Your phone is always on. You get calls at 3 in the morning. You got to run to the hospital. The pressure of running a church never goes away, and nobody understands that like a senior pastor. So when we get together, I really want us to encourage one another. I what I hate more than anything is fake. Going to church and, "Hey brother, how you doing?" "Oh, I'm good, everything's good." And then you find out later they're getting a divorce, and I'm like,
Mm.
everything wasn't good.
Right.
Why do we feel like we have to put on this facade to come to church? Church should be the one place where you can come and say, "Hey man, I'm struggling right now. I need prayer. I need you to walk through this season of life with me." And as pastors, we also put on a facade. And this goes back to, I've been a pastor since 2002 in the BBF. And it seemed like a lot has changed in that time. But when I first started going to fellowship meetings, I would go to meetings, and every time everybody's like, "Hey, how many you running now, brother?" And it's like, some guys would just skip the meeting if things weren't going well, because you're like, "I don't want to answer that question." And it
Right.
became a lot about just like, "How are you doing? How's your church doing?" And if you had a good Sunday, you couldn't wait to go to the meeting and go, "Hey, I was up today," or "Hey, it was Easter this week. We had record attendance." And I just we don't get that anymore. Like when we go to a fellowship meeting, I can't remember the last time someone asked me how many my church is running, because the guys that are coming to the meetings now, like Kevin and just Keith Gilming, who comes to the meetings, they don't care what my church is running. They ask me how I'm doing and how's my
Right.
family doing. That's what that's what we should be doing, is building one another up and doing life with one another. So
The standard that the Lord holds us to is faithfulness, isn't it? And it
absolutely,
requires for steward
absolutely.
to be faithful. And sometimes we judge each other on results, or we judge ourselves on results. And when the results aren't there in summertime, I think it's a tough time to look at results and find your self-esteem, because people are on vacation. They're spending their tithe and offering on vacation instead of giving it to the church.
Right.
And so it can sometimes be discouraging. And so I'm thankful for the theme. Certainly, we were all taken off guard by Brother Lowry's passing, and I think Kevin Carson is going to address some of that directly on how pastors can be encouraged and be accountable and find help and not have to bear the burden alone. That is so important. We talk to our people about that, but we need to talk to each other about that. And we're going to be doing that August 1st. August 11th. So let me get that right. August 11th. Monday, meal at 12, and the kind of the encouragement starts at 1 o'clock. We'll have some discussion time as well for us to be honest with one another, and we'll all obviously spend time praying for one another. We always do that when we get together. So Joey, thanks for putting all this all together. An additional way for us to fellowship at this meeting is to extend the meeting by going to a Royals game. I don't know if the Royals, are they worth watching this year? I'm just curious.
They're like right on the brink of making the playoffs. I don't know. They're doing good. They're doing okay.
You can say more for the Royals than we can for the Cardinals. That's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm going to order the tickets in the next, probably tomorrow. I'm probably going to do it tomorrow. So if anybody wants to go, let me know. We're planning on taking the church van. Parking's like $31 per car. So anybody that wants that, like, you could drive your car and park near the stadium, and then we'll all drive in the van. That'll save everybody some money. And then you can just jump on the highway when we're done. After the meeting, before the game, we'll probably go to a barbecue place if anybody wants to do that. But I'm looking forward to it. I want to encourage other guys. I need to be encouraged by you guys. I always come away with our time together super encouraged. Like I said, nobody gets me like you guys get me, and I appreciate you guys so much.
Well, hey, thanks for hosting. We're looking forward to everybody. Guys, put it on your calendar. Bring your staff, bring your family. If you're bivocational, I know it's a sacrifice to get away. Maybe you think about coming to Kansas City and spending a few days with your family. If you're bivocational, the Missouri BBF is going to cover your tickets for you and your kids, so your wife. And so we want you to come and just be refreshed as well. And I know it's a sacrifice to take time off work to be with us, but we hope we make it worth your while. So, Joe, thanks for hosting, and we'll see you in just a couple weeks.
All right. I'll see you then.
Thanks, brother.
All right, bye.